Hello, my name's Martin Wilson and I'm the producer and director of the student film The Third Planet. And I have with me Mike Caruso, and we're here to talk about some of the lighter moments in the film.
That's right, Martin. These are the lighter moments that you've very rarely seen in amateur and professional films. They're the lighter moments that we'd like to share with you tonight.
Some of the bloopers
Exactly.
and some of the things that you didn't see in the final cut. And the first one we're going to talk about concerns your brother John. And in this situation, he's the guy with the white paint on his face. And he's running on the right-hand side of the screen, and he seems to be grinning a lot, and continually grinning and gritting his teeth.
Well, I'd borrowed him some toothpaste earlier on. It's a new brand of toothpaste I was trying, which is supposed to make your teeth very white. And apparently he used it, and it showed out on the scene because he was smiling all the way through, or gritting, should I say, and it was a very
Tense
animated.
moment.
Very
it was an
animated
animated
scene.
situation.
Yeah.
It did sort of lend itself to the scene. Do you think?
Would
Would you classify it as a classic case of overacting in some sense of the word?
It was probably the most classic case of overacting I've ever seen.
Incredible statement. Big statement.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's such a classic contrast to David Bonomini's character and relaxed performance in that scene. He seems just how would you describe what antidote did you say?
I think he seemed as interested as the Reverend Fred Nile would be at a strip joint as David was in that scene.
And that's quite a big statement as well.
Well, I think it was called for because it was very contrasting indeed. I saw a lot of similarities.
But it sort of added to the film because you had a complexity of the characters. I mean, not everyone was the same.
Yeah, it adds a new dimension to the film, and it's something you very rarely find in amateur films and using amateur actors.
Fantastic.
They don't really have that ability.
Incredible stuff. We're talking here about some of the bloopers and lighter moments in the film. I've got Mike Caruso with me, the major star of the film, and one of the funniest moments I thought in the production of the movie was concerned the alley scene with Matt Chiarello, and he was trying to drop a baton in a visual and sound manner that would match the tense situation, and he couldn't quite pull that off early, could he? It took him a while to get going.
Well, Matt was going to be in the relay team, in the Australian relay team.
1992 Olympics, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's going to be the anchorman in the relay team as a baton change.
And the selection committee caught some footage?
Yeah, well, unfortunately they caught a bit of the footage, and they had to cut him from the team, which is a bit unfortunate because he had his heart set on it.
Yeah,
so
Barcelona.
That's why we gave him a chance to prove himself in this scene here.
And really a dramatic loss of form.
Yeah, well, I mean, his form had been down over the past couple of years. He'd missed world titles, and he got a third in.
Had that knee injury.
Yeah, had the knee injury operation.
Maybe that contributed to the awkward falling and the stumbling.
Yeah, well, he seemed very uncoordinated, which was
very surprising. It was,
surprising because he didn't seem like the type of character who would make such blunders, and he seems like such an athletic, fitness fanatic type of character.
And really, I did become at one stage quite frustrated because I yelled at him quite harshly, and he just ran off.
Yeah, well, Matt's quite a sensitive
character,
person, and you said a couple of unpleasantries, which was, I think, called for because some of the acting he did was inappropriate for the scene. And you did say a few unpleasantries, and
I agree.
You did
I
take
take it on the nose, and he took it on the nose.
He kind of took off, and
he ran.
But he came back as a true professional would do, and carried on. Yeah, he's a true.
I must say, he did run off as probably as. I mean, if the Olympic Committee saw that run off, I mean, the sprint.
Beautiful. He could have started in the relay team instead of
maybe
acting.
Give up the relay, or actually give up athletics and turn to filmmaking.
Yeah, I think
concentrate on a career in film.
I think he's more suited to that type of atmosphere.
I think he is. I mean, the pressure of world athletics these days just doesn't allow someone to continue. Maybe we should stop it there, but it went quite well. Now we're talking about that funny scene, or that. Well, it wasn't a funny scene. It was a scene where I had to discipline you. You turned up to a few scenes late, and you ended up. We had to imprison you behind that grill without food or water for 2 days.
It was a very harrowing experience for me personally. I'm not used to such claustrophobic places,
environments, and went into a bit of a fit.
Well, I had to.
No food.
It took a couple of weeks for me to get over the feeling that I was experiencing, being so isolated. But I got over it, and I came back, and in true form, I carried on with the movie.
True professional.
Exactly,
and that's exactly what
you've got to keep on going. The show must go on, as they say.
In classic showbiz cliched terms, but we use them. I mean, I must admit, one of the highlights of producing the film and being involved was meeting certain people and meeting the security guard extraordinaire George Raymond of the Westralia Square complex, and he did lend his hand to numerous things in the film. He acted in it and helped on in an advisory capacity. And one of the lighter moments in the film was when he had that scene where a tense moment, Hitchcock again, he grabbed you.
Well, it was one of those scenes where I was looking for a room to hide in, and I was about to open the door, and this security guard, George, came from behind and grabbed me by the shoulder.
Well,
yeah, and
it
was he's a very robust fellow, and he's got a very hard grip, a very strong grip, not only on his life, but
on
also
life,
physically. Yep. He's got a very strong grip. And he basically just shook the laughter out of me.
Frustrating scene though for myself.
It was
Took 10 takes.
It was for everyone concerned. It was a very harrowing, very trying moments. But we did get through it like the true professionals we are. And
the show must go on, and
exactly,
we use that term again. But it's well hits the mark beautifully. And another that same evening, again we had more. Bystanders, people watching,
unwanted
people, and we did fence it off, but didn't stop them. And some people walked past with a ghetto blaster, and that really did seem to affect us when we were in the middle of a tense situation.
Yes, well, once again another tense, harrowing, hard-hitting
Hitchcock,
scene. Yes, a classic Hitchcock. And a group of youngsters went past with a ghetto blaster in the shoulder playing some
obscure music.
Yes,
it really
I've
was.
never heard of it before. Must be quite old or very new, because I've not heard of it before.
And let's hope that we don't get exposed to that sort of...
It was a shocking tune, I must say, and it really
piercing. It really did. It was burnt the insides of your eardrums.
It left a bitter taste in
your ear,
in my ear, in my mouth, in my nose, everywhere. The sound just really took hold of me, and
it was terrible.
Yeah, well,
we'll leave it at that, I think. But anyway, the audience can listen to that. We'll show you the clip in a minute.
They'll get the idea of what we mean.
Yeah, definitely. That was a rather harrowing and frightful experience for myself. It's one of the problems of the film was to find an appropriate alien costume. And we eventually did quite well with the Good Samaritans, so they came up trumps. Yes. But it was a problem for you. It really was.
It was literally a pain in the butt, and I mean literally, because the outfit was quite tight in the buttocks area, and doing athletic scenes, which I did a few of them, really posed a problem, because every time I'd stretch, it would stretch the area of my body, which is quite sensitive, and it was
put it this way: have you had problems since the film is
finished?
Well,
I had the prostate operation last week.
And that was
as you know,
smoothly?
As you know, Bob Hawke had one, and I got some tips from him. I gave him a call and got some tips, and I came through it with flying colours, and they said all is well and you can live on with your life.
Fantastic. One of the major problems when you're doing a student production, such as The Third Planet, is finding actors and getting available times. And in one of the lighter moments was when Dave was pretending to be dead, and Matt was all three of us, myself, Matt, and John, were coming to his aid. And Matt really could not get it together. He found it quite difficult. Once again, the late Matt Gillella, rest in peace.
It was supposed to be a scene where David was dying, but for some reason or other he was laughing quite a lot, and seemed rather inadequate for the scene.
He literally died laughing.
Died laughing, yeah. I mean, if anyone was to die laughing or to die with a smile on his face, it would be Davo.
Yeah.
Such a happy-go-lucky character, and it would be him who died that way.